Okay, picture this with us for a second. You're watching the game, right? Not just any game. It's national TV, playoff buzz. You've got the Bay City Falcons against the Metro Hawks, two huge teams, millions watching every single play, high stakes. But then it just flips. It stops being about basketball. Suddenly it's this raw, ugly brawl breaking out right there on the court, and the cameras catch everything.
And that moment, that single flashpoint, has just thrown Malik Thompson's whole career into question. He's a superstar forward for the Falcons. He's really the focus of our deep dive today. After that fight, the one with Derek Hayes from the Hawks, Malik's been suspended indefinitely.
Yeah, indefinitely. So our mission here is to really dig into this, go way past the sort of shocking headlines you've probably seen everywhere. We're going to look at the sources you sent over, try to piece together the context, the fallout, all the different angles, because it's not just about one player, is it? It touches on so much more: sports, pressure, how we see these athletes. Okay, let's get into it.
All right, so let's zero in on that moment. It's the third quarter. Falcons are actually up by 6 points. Malik Thompson, he does his thing, drives hard into the lane.
Classic Malik. And then Hayes fouls him. And it wasn't a soft foul either. Looked really hard on the replay, sent Malik straight to the floor.
Exactly. Down hard. So Malik gets back up, and you can see immediately words are exchanged. Then Hayes kind of bumps him, chest bump.
And that was the trigger. Malik just swings.
Yep. One punch, and then it's just pandemonium.
Yeah.
Total chaos. Players flooding in off the benches, coaches yelling.
Whistles going crazy, just a mess.
Complete mess. And the end result, both stars, Malik and Hayes, they're ejected. The whole arena is just stunned, silent.
And the league didn't wait around, did they?
No, not at all. Super swift. The announcement came down, I think it was at 1:12 a.m. So middle of the night, Malik Thompson suspended indefinitely. Pending review, but still indefinite.
Yeah. Okay, but here's where it gets, well, complicated. What happened to Derek Hayes, the other guy in the fight?
That's the crux of it for a lot of people. Our sources say, Hayes, he just got fined. That's it. No suspension. No games missed.
Wow. Just a fine versus indefinite suspension?
Right. And you can guess what happened next online.
Oh, yeah. It exploded instantly. All those hashtags, hashtag Free Malik, hashtag Justice for Thompson, hashtag League Bias, started trending like wildfire. Fans were just demanding answers like, how can the punishments be so different?
Which, naturally makes you ask, okay, who is Malik Thompson? Beyond this one really ugly, and the sources, they give us some background. It's quite a journey. Eastbrook kid, raised by a single mom, learned the game on concrete courts, no silver spoon, just pure grind.
Yeah, you hear that a lot with him, that hustle narrative. And it paid off. Drafted super young, 19. People said he was, too emotional, too raw?
That was the early criticism, yeah. Too raw. But he proved them wrong. Became a 4-time All-Star, big in the community, too. Got those major brand deals. MVP talk was getting serious this year.
And now, since the fight,
publicly, nothing. Total silence. Except for this cryptic Instagram story, just text. Pressure builds diamonds or breaks them.
That hits different now, doesn't it? I mean, knowing his background, it makes him less of a headline, more of a person under insane pressure.
Exactly. And that pressure point is something the experts we looked at really focused on. Like Coach Darnell Rivers.
Right, his former coach. What was his take?
He called Malik a volcano, but not a villain. Pretty strong words. He basically said Malik was baited, that Hayes provoked him, knew exactly what he was doing. Coach Rivers thinks both should have been suspended. He blames league politics, calls Hayes the golden boy.
League politics, that's a heavy accusation. Did other experts, echo that or offer a different view? What about Dr. Nina Cortez, the sports therapist?
Dr. Cortez took a slightly different angle. Still focused on pressure, but more systemic, maybe. She talked about the, quote, enormous emotional weight athletes carry. And she specifically mentioned how black athletes often face this double standard. Like, they're expected to perform at superhuman levels, but if they show emotion, especially anger, they get punished much harder.
So perform, but stay stoic.
Essentially. She argued it's more complex than just Malik snapping. Said it points to a need for better support systems, not just harsher punishments.
Okay, so you've got the coach saying baiting and politics, and the therapist pointing to emotional weight and potential bias.
Yeah, and taken together, it really shows this isn't just about one punch. It's tangled up in all these deeper issues: pressure, mental health, maybe inconsistencies in how the league handles things, responsibility versus circumstance,
And the fallout wasn't just league discipline and public opinion. Right. It hit the team hard, too.
Oh, absolutely. Internally, it sounds like it got messy. Sources mentioned leaked audio from the Falcons locker room right after the game. Apparently, the team was split. Some guys felt Malik, went too far, crossed the line. Others were defending him, saying Hayes started it. Coach was reportedly furious, like livid.
Not a unified front then. And what about the front office, the GM?
Well, reports surfaced that the GM was actually looking into potential trade options for Malik almost immediately. And they even took his picture off the team's website homepage for a while.
Wow, that's sending a message.
Definitely. And then the sponsors reacted just as fast. Velo Sport, Bounce Beats headphones, big deals from Malik. They paused their ad campaigns overnight.
Ouch. So endorsements hit, team turmoil, and the media.
The media ran with it, as you'd expect. Headlines were brutal, from MVP to mayhem, the fall of Thompson, is this the end, that kind of stuff. His whole image just flipped overnight.
And the fans, you mentioned the online reaction, but what about the season ticket holders, the kids who wear his jersey?
Yeah, the sources capture that too. It's mixed. You have someone like Katrina Ortiz, a longtime season ticket holder, saying she loves his passion, his heart, but she's just disappointed. Said, I'm disappointed, not done with him, which is interesting. But then you have 14-year-old Jordan wears the jersey every day, just saying, let him play again. We need him. Just wants his hero back.
Man, it really shows how much this goes beyond just the sport itself. It's about culture, identity, pressure, power, all wrapped up in one incident.
And then there's the league's own history, their precedents, which makes this indefinite suspension look even, stranger.
Right, you mentioned Hayes only got a fine. What about other past incidents?
Well, the sources brought up a couple key ones. Back in 2019, Devin Blake punched a fan and got an 8-game suspension. Then, more recently, 2022, Leon Marks shoved a ref. He got 5 games.
Okay, punching a fan, shoving a ref, 8 games, 5 games. Malik throws a punch at another player after being fouled hard and bumped. Indefinite.
It raises questions, doesn't it?
Right.
And you also had that courtside audio, reportedly Malik telling a ref right after he got tossed, something like, I'm tired of being targeted. Every night, every game. Adds another layer.
So yeah, why indefinite for Malik? The sources float ideas like politics, image, maybe even racial bias. You start to wonder about consistency. The league commissioner came out saying, we're committed to fairness, but also integrity, violence must carry consequences. Strong words, but...
But how do they align with the pattern? Or the perceived pattern, at least. That's the tension. And this all leads up to the disciplinary hearing. It's this Friday, behind closed doors, officially. But you know how these things go. Leaks are expected.
Any sense of which way they're leaning?
Word is the board is really split. Some apparently want to make an example of him, full season ban. Others are pushing for something closer to precedent, maybe 5 games, but with mandatory anger management counseling.
Huge difference between those two outcomes.
Massive. And whatever they decide, it won't just affect Malik. It could set the tone for league discipline for years.
Yep.
It really forces you, the listener, everyone, to think critically about those principles. Fairness, integrity, versus the actual actions and history.
So in the middle of all this, what's next for Malik himself? What are his options now? Does he lay low, apologize, fight back publicly?
Well, the signs point towards him not just disappearing. Sources say he's already back training privately, staying ready. People close to him are saying he's not done, that he wants back in the league and he wants to come back stronger.
Okay. So maybe this is the start of some kind of comeback story, a redemption arc.
Could be. I mean, look, he's taken hits, sponsors, some fans, maybe some trust within the team. Those are real losses. But that core support, like that kid Jordan, it's still there. This definitely isn't the final chapter. We're all kind of waiting to see what happens next.
Yeah, absolutely. This deep dive, it really peeled back the layers, didn't it? Showed how Malik Thompson's situation is so much more than just, one punch thrown in anger. It's like a collision point for his personal history. Those huge systemic pressures we talked about, the media storm, and this fundamental question about what's fair in a multi-billion-dollar league.
Exactly. It's incredibly complex.
So maybe the thought to leave you with is this. We put athletes on these huge pedestals. They're performers. They're cultural icons. How do we balance expecting them to have perfect control, perfect discipline all the time with acknowledging the insane emotional load they carry? And the fact that sometimes people do snap under pressure. What part do we all play, fans, media, the leagues themselves, in creating the environment that either breaks people or maybe helps build those diamonds Malik talked about? Something to think about.